I'm JP McNeil, and this is Ben Osmer, and we are really happy to be here today talking to y'all about Omega and gaming. So, we get Windows situated. Oh, yeah, we want to record this.
Yeah, we're right about that.
The wonderful people who aren't right now. This thing is shit. Yeah. Awesome. Now we have some screen recordage, and we have more introductory stuff on the next couple slides. In case you want to find us, in case you want to live tweet, that's supposed to be the in thing to do. If you're watching the Voice was really good when I saw that. If you watch the Voice, so they were live tweeting and had the Twitter correspondent and stuff, and they were talking about people. It's pretty sweet. But here's the brief agenda for today. I don't know about y'all, but kind of end of the day, starting to get a little sluggish. After all, we are building technology on Saturday, so we're going to get up and do a little bit of stuff. And we'll talk about what responsive design is, talk what Omega is, and then get into do some little demo. Hopefully we'll have some questions at the end. And not break our friend's iPad tomorrow. So even though Ben is wearing a Zildjian t-shirt, I'm actually the drummer. I play the bass, so anybody, any guitars, vocalists in the room, we can form a band, so some neat afterwards. I'm pretty much a front-end guy. I'm the lead gamer for Redfin Solutions, which is a Drupal development shop. We are based in New England, but we have clients all over the country. Also need coffee often. Playing games, visual science.
And I am Ben Osmer. My Twitter is @BenOsmer. I'm a freelance developer with Radar Earth and a Python enthusiast, but not an expert. Like JP said, I enjoy the basic guitar. We've got enough. Vocals.
Actually, me.
Yeah.
I have bass as my first drums.
Cool. Well, we're gonna play a game. So if you have something in your lap, you might want to put everything aside for a minute. I'm not sure what this. I mean, I was just football, but something I just do really excited. We're gonna play a little game called Stand Up, Sit Down, and all you do is stand up and sit down. It's really very simple. Name of the game or use the game. And if you are unable or standing up is challenging for some of us, then you can just raise your hand. We want to be inclusive. And look around the room, see who else this applies to. And then I'll say thank you, because you moved. And then you'll sit down, and then I'll say something else. So if the phrase applies to you, you're gonna stand up. All right. So first off, we're gonna do from Atlanta, like originally born and raised in Atlanta. Awesome, cool. Thank you. You brushed your teeth today. All right, that's good. If you floss, stay standing. I usually floss at night. So. All right. So if you've heard of responsive design before, reading the description or the thing, hey, I'll tuck into this. All right, sweet. Awesome. If you build a Drupal 16, what's up, team? Okay. Sweet. Thank you. How about 7? Brave souls. Wondering to the new PDLs and whatnot. Excellent. And if you've used Omega before. All right, excellent. If you downloaded Omega, how about? All right. That's good. All right, now, for this last one, I want you to think before you stand up or sit down. I want you to think this question out, right, in your head. And what is it for? Answer that question. Now, stand up if you picture something like this. I mean, we kind of intimidated you a little bit. But stand up if you picture something like this. Something with some binding, with some pages that you flip. All right, very cool. All right, thank you. Now stand up if you picture something more like this. So you got an ebook of some kind, or a PDF. I mean, it doesn't have to be a Kindle. All right, cool. Thank you. Now, say if you picture something like this, an audio, some kind of audio device. All right, maybe you were listening to a CD or something like that. Audible.com. Yeah, I use them quite a bit. Well, the answer is that all of these are books. All right. But the difference is that it's the delivery device. These are all books. There are words that are either on page, or that somebody speaks into a microphone, or that somebody entered into a file that contains meaning that we then get. We interpret it. We can read it. We can listen to it. Someone can read it to us if we're young or visually impaired. That's our primary method of getting input from books. So, and over the years, the definition has changed, and so you need to think about how the content is separate from the delivery device. All right, and so hopefully some of you may be thinking, this is sounding familiar. Well, guess what? Websites are like that too. There's the content is different from the way that it's presented to us. So, and that's one of the core tenets of Drupal actually, is that the content is separate from the theme, from the way that it is presented to the user. So the content, you can switch themes, switch the way that it looks to the user, and you still have the same website. It just looks different depending on the way that it's rendered to the user. And even if you've never themed, if this is the first day you've heard about Drupal and you're thinking about it, well, if you ever print a web page, I mean, I don't know, in the 90s, mid-90s, I used to do that. But if you do, you have a different, if you hit print, you have a different CSS file that strips all the code out and it prints the printer-friendly version of a page. So that's sort of what we're talking about here too. So on the next slide, unless you believe Hollywood, in 2013 we're going to have a problem. If you believe Hollywood and the Mayans, none of us will be here, so it won't matter. But in the year 2012, guess what? There will be more people accessing the internet via mobile devices than desktop computers. All right? And there's another problem, I guess you could air quote it, and I did quote it, is that there will be 1 billion mobile devices in use. So the website that you're building, or potentially building today, should reflect this. The website you build today will not just be accessed by somebody on there sitting in their office. I mean, it will be probably, but ideally, people will be accessing it in very many different ways. And also, it's just like common sense, all right? This is the duh test, all right? How often did you raise your hand if you or stand up or raise your hand if you access the Drupal Camp Atlanta site on a mobile device? All right, nice. So it just makes perfect sense. Now, the other kind of problem we have as people who build or design websites is that there's so many different options. And in fact, it changes. It changes so fast I couldn't keep this slide up to date because Symbian, which was that was Nokia's operating system, right? That was their goal. Well, they said, hey, I'm going to go back to we're going to start using Windows Phone 7. So that's gone. WebOS just came out with a hot thing for the HP tab. Guess what they're gone to? And the next big thing, which you can't see, sorry, but 2 weeks ago, I want to talk about the next big thing. Today, I'm going to talk about Silk, the new, Amazon just announced their Kindle Fire. Dude, I want one. Everybody asked, hey, have you heard about it? Do you want one? They all say yes. I want one too. Hint for my mom, who probably will watch this video. That's what I want,
Mine too.
Yeah. So
Santa.
Oh, that's right, Santa. I want that. So they have this new browser called Silk. All right, raise your hand if you've heard what I'm talking about. Okay, this is brand new news to you. The good news is that I did a little bit of research. It's WebKit based, so it should work. So it should be, one more browser for us to have to make it work. But it's kind of neat. It doesn't just read the website. Part of it is cached on Amazon servers. So ideally, it will go faster because mean, mobile websites are awesome, but they're really slow a lot of times, and that's because the modern website has a lot of files. So, how do we respond to this huge, catastrophic, cataclysmic problem, which isn't really a problem? And this is one approach of, I would say many, but actually it's probably one of the three standard approaches. And I highly encourage you, if you're interested in this, if it means anything to you at all, you should do two things when you get home. One is check out the Omega theme, obviously, but also check out this book. And Ethan Marcotte is just great. And the book is, I laughed out loud when I read it. Last time you laughed out loud as you were reading a technology book. Sometimes it's a challenge, but this is what this guy's approach is. So the whole purpose of this is to have one website that you build, and this website is available on any browser that you look at. It's available. It'll look something like what you want it to look like on Silk. It will look something like you want it to look like on my mom's. She's coming up a lot today. On my mom's Nokia flip phone, there'll be a version of the website that you can actually browse. It may be the print version, the same thing you do with the print thing, but you'd still be able to navigate it and make it work. So it's device agnostic, so it doesn't really care what you pull it up on. And future-proof, so whatever the next best thing is, a year from now, whatever it is, Silk 2, I don't know, who knows what it will be, but it should work on that too, because it's HTML5, HTML5 elements can play here too, so some examples here are good to look at. And so let's take a look at, not all these are Drupal sites, but they all should, yes, all right, it comes up, Wi-Fi works. So this is not a collision or anything, it's not even a zoological site, it's a designer's website, and it has responsive elements in it. So as you change the size of the screen, you notice that the design changes. And so you get, instead of getting multiple columns, you get a few. So it's kind of neat too, because you can so as you see, and I just messed up all in this, but there we go. So and it automatically changes if you can see it on landscape, so it's portrait. So it switches automatically. So that's pretty sweet. Simon Collison. This is one of my personal favorites. It's the Sasquatch Music Festival.
Okay.
I really want to go. Mom, that's and the last time I checked, that's not us. That's them. Dang. All right, well, we'll go to 4 Kitchens. Their Drupal site, it should work. But the cool thing about the Sasquatch Festival is that not only does it change, what I like about it is that it changed based on the menu items change. So if you're looking at it on your mobile device, the first thing that pops up is the schedule, because they assume you're at this festival and you want to see what's coming up next. You're walking around, what's coming up next. So you have 4 Kitchens, Drupal Development Company. They're awesome too because they use Drupal. But I really like that when you're using it on a mobile device, you notice this footer area. Those are big buttons that you can hit with your fingers. Because that's the thing else you need to think about with mobile design. Have you ever? I mean, I've designed them too, right? But you pull up your site and you click that little tiny link that's easy to click with the mouse. But with my fingers, I just have to click 4 or 5 different things. So that's one thing I really like about the 4 Kitchens site.
And if you'll notice, the URL isn't changing for each of the sites. It's adapting in size. So it's not redirected to a different, like an m.4kitchens.com. That's kind of the whole idea about it.
Yeah. Drupal Cape, New Hampshire, my new home state. I just put it up there. It gets a little bit of a more bonus because it's a Drupal site and it's also a green site. So it's really neat. You see all those big trees and rainbows and bubbles and stuff. Well, look, when you get to this size and you go to the top, you get these buttons that you can touch with your fingers pretty easily too. And so this Omega stuff isn't something Ben or I came up with. Mostly this guy who's really spearheading Drupal Cape, New Hampshire, Jay Strong. Let's see, that's him. Those are a few examples of what we're talking about when we talk about, like, that's the goal. That's where we're heading. So a few other stuff about Ethan Mark Coach is that I really, I encourage you to buy the book. But the reason that makes this work is that it does follow the 960 grid system, so which a lot of folks are familiar with. But the idea is that this is flexible. This is a flexible grid. There's also flexible images and also using media queries, so it definitely pulls in some CSS3. And you can definitely just use the stuff that's in this book, put it in your CSS files in your theme, and create your own responsive design. And then we'll talk to you about how a lot of the stuff is already done by out of the box with Mega. But there is math involved, sorry folks, it is the end of the day, but I'm going to ask you to think a little bit. But one of the key components of responsive design is to stop using pixels in terms of memory widths and whatnot. So you can switch to ems and percentages instead of a fixed width. So sometimes I get a design and I just measure out the pixel width, the width of the design. But the good news is it's pretty easy math. So you take what your context divided by your target divided by context is your result, and you don't have to round, which is good because I can get a read decimal point. So for example, if the font size that you get from your 16 pixels or 100%, and then say, good, we do have a little marker for two. All right. So let's say you get an H1 tag that's 24 pixels. So that's your base size. All you do is divide 24 divided by 16. And you get 24. Yeah, 24. So you can still measure your pixels are still in there, but they're kind of hidden. And so that way, and the whole idea is that if you 24 pixels on definitely on here, 24 pixels is pretty huge when you look at it when you convert it to something say this size. 24 pixels is pretty big. So you do that. So you have a width. So when you do widths of your containers, so you're using the box model, your widths, instead of using fixed pixels, you're going to do percent. So 70% width. And so you take whatever your context, say 960, and you want something that's 96 pixels wide, then you'll do 96 divided by 960. 96 divided by 960. So it's guessing.
And the important thing is not to round the number. And that was the
yeah, it has to be 1.5. So.
Oh, well, that one rounds up. Often you'll end up with a repeating decimal, 1.16777, and don't round that number off, right? Because then your layout will be off. In the book, that's like on page 8 or 9 of that formula, target divided by context. And if you do round, you're actually, it's not important.
Yeah. So the other trick is map images so that the scale when you're changing the size here is to just put this simple, one line, 3 lines of code, and kind of curly braces. Images give them a max width of 100%. That way, they will always, the biggest they can be is they're containing. So that's pretty sweet. The last piece is a media query, and this is all in your CSS file. So far, we haven't really talked about Omega, but none of this is. It's kind of stuff that's going on under the hood of Omega. But when you have the media query is this add media sign. So what you'll do is anything that you want with that has any screen, any device that has a screen size of 1024 pixels at a minimum, your font size is going to be 100%. So if you do small, you can do between sizes too. So you'll wrap all your code that you want to be that screen size in that curly brace. So if you want to change it so that it's 960, so So when the minimum width of the device is 960, you can set that body font size to be 75%, and that will shrink everything down by 25%. So you can read the book, you can do this stuff, or you could also just download Omega. And both of them, neither one is, I guess, more correct. But that's just kind of the stuff that's going on under the hood. And it's kind of like a choose your own adventure, which is why I had that. So here's where you can go to download all the stuff and get some good resources. And Drush integrates really well with Omega, which you'll see in just a minute. And I did want to point out that I was afraid to use the command line at first. I mean, I guess I did a little bit of DOS stuff back in the day, but I was afraid I would break something. So these Drupal ISD videos from, yes, thank you. Oh, and Addison Berry specifically. Her videos are free, even though a lot of Drupal ISD videos are for a fee. But hers are free, and it really helped kind of get over this fear of the command line. And it's free. You can do some very powerful stuff. What's that name? Addison Berry. And one son.
And that's the one you're talking about, right?
Yeah. And I'll link to it
That's
too.
the command line. That's
Yeah.
all that. There's also, it's a wiki going on right now for the documentation for Omega, so it's always changing quickly, but that's a good, excellent resource. So a lot of this talk is based on some of the documentation. You'll see the images in the slides, a lot of them are doing the same thing. And also Firebug. Who uses Firebug? Everybody's heard of that? Who hasn't heard of it? Doesn't know what it is? It's great for looking in your CSS. Just right click and look at where your CSS is going to be. And in a minute, when I show you the kind of pre-built CSS, you'll understand how easy it is to figure out where you are, because when you've got 40-something regions in a CSS file, it'll be hard to figure out where it is. So here is the command line that you have to use. And this is how easy Drush is. It's Drush, short for download Omega and Omega tools, and then enable the tools, and then the subtheme. Who's created a subtheme? Go in, open the .info file, right? Change all that, and then change your directory. This last line here creates your entire subtheme. This is your Omega theme, and you're ready to go. It's whatever you're going to call it. And I'm going to show you. We're doing the demo.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to show you. I'll show you the subtheme here.
And if you haven't ever something before this, you have no idea how easy you have it.
Here's my themes directory, and that's it. There's my and it's named all of my files. It's done all of them. All this stuff, he was right. Makes it as a subtheme. So if you're afraid of Drush, if that's the only Drush command you ever learned, that'll be the one that saves you. Mike Anello just did one on more Drush information once you start learning that. It's really not that hard. So then I've got my 777 site here. My Atlanta subtheme. There it is.
Hello, subthemer.
And I'm going to show you the Omega. I'm just going to show it to you how you can do it through the interface as well. This is a new edition. When I first did this talk, it was for Omega 2, and now we're in Omega 3. But now this is Omega. This is not the subtheme that I just created. Although they're going to look almost like that. I'm going to show you just through the interface, just in case maybe you're working on an environment where you can't install Drush for some reason. But once you open it, boom.
last page you were on, there was the create Omega.
Oh, that's in the, yeah, okay. Yeah, there it
Right
is.
there.
And this is from having the Omega tools installed. If I just click on this, I can create it as well. And if you, I'll show you that here's the module that there's the Omega tools. That's what allows you to use Drush to do it. If you don't have that, you're not going to have some of this. So go ahead and grab that while you're there. The last one. Same thing here where you can add your information. This is where you would just call it, obviously, your base theme. And then choose the HTML5. Use HTML5. Make it the front. So now that you have your sub-theme, switch to that. I mean, you've got your themes ready to go. You can see some of the responsiveness is already there. You know, this is your themes all set. You don't have to even do anything because you've got a mobile site ready to go. From there, all you need to do is just add your colors and your own images and everything that you want.
Is it the Omega tool that enables the responsiveness right off the bat like that?
No, the responsiveness is actually already built into Omega. The Omega tools allows you to create the sub-theme.
I must have had an old version installed.
Which one do you have, 2?
Probably.
Or 1? Yeah, 2 was a lot, the interface was a lot funkier.
Okay.
Now that 3 has been
Good to know.
updated, which just happened maybe a month or so ago. You didn't used to have these debugging checkboxes
Yeah,
here.
and that resize me was coming.
Yeah, that's, if you see that, you're in 3. If you don't see it, you're in 2. And then you've got the blocks too. So now you can turn, see how it looks like this, but when you turn it back on. And this is just for when you're doing something. So now that you have your sub-theme, I have put up on GitHub kind of and I've updated for Omega 3 as well.
And if you're not using Git, then maybe we can put it like a static link, we can snapshot it and put it in the session description. We'll do that for you too.
The master branch is for Omega 2, the 3x branch is for Omega 3. And really the only thing you have to get is just the global, there's a global CSS file in here. Once you drill down to there, this is the only thing that you really absolutely need. Because this will, what this will do, and you can actually just copy and paste it. You don't have to use Git to do it. And then make this here. Go back to here to CSS.
Just Omega tools created all the CSS files. Just edit it right now.
So I just added, what I did is I grabbed this global CSS file, and this is the override that I made. And what I did was I went through and I found all the regions and I made them these terribly hideous colors. So that now you can figure out where the regions are. Because before everything's white, so you don't know where it is. But if you wanted to change maybe this header, so then just use Firebug, inspect the element. And you can even do it just by kind of when you go over here, you just look for what it's called.
I get the Firebug guy.
There's a setting that does that. There's a setting that does that. That has, maybe you see the colors?
That colors the region?
Yeah.
No.
It does a custom CSS a bit.
Yeah, that's the one I just grabbed this one. So this is and you can copy it without this global.
Because I was playing with Omega and it had that, those colors.
You did or did not?
I did.
Maybe they had it. You created
Maybe it's been.
a support issue queue, right?
Yeah, well,
Maybe they
last
put
time
it
I
in.
heard it didn't work.
And that's one of the cool things. There's a lot of development around Omega, so it's changing all the time.
Yeah, just wait.
The docs need to catch up a little bit.
So your CSS file for Omega for your subtheme, it doesn't necessarily, it's not a subtheme, you know what I mean? Like you don't name it like, maybe a subtheme in it, .css. Like to override like your own style, different colors, stuff like that.
Yeah, kind of the best practice would be to create use that global CSS. Because when you come into the Omega interface and when you go into the settings for it, you can actually add as many as you want. But it's kind of by default, it's set to be global CSS. And I just overwrote it, but before this CSS file was actually just empty. And I believe now it's under
Because there's there's tons of CSS files going on.
yeah, and actually what it grabs a lot of these CSS files from Alpha, from Omega. So once you have to have Omega in order to create a subtheme.
Right.
Don't remove Omega, just leave that alone. You can disable it, you don't have to have it turned, but it's pulling a lot of this stuff. So with that global CSS file, that's just the things you wanted to override. So if you wanted to come in and say,
Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you mean.
if you look in here, see, there it is. Now, if I disable that and I save it, my global CSS file is not going to be read any longer. And you can add as many as you want. If you wanted to add for your mobile, if you wanted to add a certain size for that, or a print, which there's already a print. You wouldn't have to change that. So the best thing to do would be to make all your changes in that global CSS file. That way you don't have to mess with all the other ones and try to figure out, because then you'll have to troubleshoot, well, where did I go wrong with the file? What I found, and actually the funny part is I wrote a module before I ever tried to theme, because I was afraid of theming. I didn't know anything about it. The best thing to do is just kind of go through and then you can override something. If you decide that you want it different, just change it and see what it does. Now I can make that. See how that changes to black. That's how using Firebug, it makes it so simple. I haven't actually changed the CSS file. When I reload the page, it's going to be back into whatever color it was. But then that's what the nice part about those colors is I know this is blue, and I can come over here and look and I go, oh, well, okay. If I want to change this zone menu wrapper, this is what I'm actually going to change. Now, sometimes you'll be changing something and you think you're in the exact spot where you want to be, but you have the ability to add a wrapper, and this is getting more in depth. We're not going to go too far into this mega theme, but you can actually add wrappers around these. So inside the branding zone, you've got regions.
And zones, they kind of confuse me a little bit at first, but they're just, kind of like regions are containers where you can put blocks. Well, zones are containers where you can put regions.
And actually,
Or wrappers. Nobody, I don't think you can.
so once we,
Where does it end?
I was gonna say to get it clarified, just to piggyback when you said that this is a way to prove please.
there's also, and getting on the part about the zones and the regions and wrappers, it gets really confusing because there are a whole bunch. And these documents are in the Omega documentation. And this is kind of your roadmap for what everything else is. There's 4 major sections, and then within each section, what I did was I laid them out. So here we've got the header section, and then you can go down and you can figure out where each of them are. And then within the content section, there's the wrappers that go in there. And then the content actually has all of these. So if you're looking for a specific thing, like say for instance, you've got the preface, you have actually 3 regions in there. But I found it's a lot easier to have a diagram to look and see and figure out where it is and where it falls. If you're changing something and you're not seeing the changes, there's the option within Omega itself, and this kind of threw me. If you're thinking you're changing the wrapper, but nothing's happening, make sure you've got it set to provide full, because you can actually disable that if you don't need it. It's kind of nice to have. So you can also go grab these these diagrams and use them for whatever you want to use them for. Now, they're actually in the Omega documentation. I think there's a sprint going on right now.
Yeah, because
There's an
like
Omega.
Ben said, 7.3 just came out like 3 weeks ago or something. And so all the previous documentation was in 7.2. And 7.3 is really pretty sweet. So they're updating those docs. But it will be well documented. And it'll be screencasts. Empress does a pretty good job with screencasting and stuff as it appears. And the reason, I don't know why behind this, why do we need more zones? Oh, it's so complicated already. Is because depending on the width, you can set priorities to different zones and different regions. So sometimes you want certain things to stay together no matter what, and sometimes you want something to float up to the top.
You may not have to use all of these. I mean, Omega is designed as a framework. It's to give you pretty much anything you might ever need and make it really easy where you can turn these zones and regions off. If you're not using, you may not be using both of these header first and header seconds. You can always just go into this table and you can make it really simple. Very much. It looks confusing on there, but I mean, here's what the site will actually look like. A lot of those blocks aren't even filled right now. Don't be intimidated by it. It's very simple. I mean, if I can figure it out, it's pretty easy. Any questions?
Yeah, we want to leave plenty of time for questions from folks. Yeah.
What's the major change between the latest release of Omega? You mentioned that between 7.2 and 7.3. What was there anything big in 7.3, or is it just a lot of refactoring?
Well, yeah, there were some bugs that were fixed.
Repeat the question.
Oh, yeah, sure.
What's the change between 7.2 and 7.3? There were a lot of things with the user interface. And I did a blog post on creating something, and it was for 7.2. And prior to that, you had to actually export your settings and then copy them in your .info.
Okay.
If you do it in here, you can do it all through the interface now. So when you come down here, because there's some, like say for instance, you disabled or you changed this user zone, you can come in here and say for instance, you uncheck that, and then you change the weight of this. What you would have to do is export your settings, copy and paste the entire thing, put your info. Now, you just click this, and
You don't have to.
it'll save it for you into your,
Okay.
it'll actually change your .info for you.
Okay.
That's kind of nice. They've added these debugging blocks are new. Turning these on and off with the interface. You used to have to click into the settings, come back in, click checkbox, save. It does it all. This resizing to kind of enhance the mobile version has been added. And there's a change because if you ever find, it's on radar.com, I've got blog postings. The CSS override file is called styles CSS. Now it's called a global CSS. So I need to update that and get it changed from all the new stuff. And the GitHub, that's why I have a new 3x version. Because it start with 2 and you work with 3.
Also, there's a wizard that will kind of help you through some of the initial steps. I haven't used it yet.
That's probably part of it.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, and I think it's just not working out when you try to do that. It's still experimental. I mean, I did it 2 hours ago and it actually worked.
There are a lot of sub-themes for Omega that already exist, have been contributed back to the Drupal.org Delta. I know Delta's a little bit different, but Respond, is that the latest one?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one too. Did you start with that, download that, take a look at that, see what it's doing under the hood? Delta is very interesting because it's a module that integrates with Omega, and what it will do, it also talks in context. So, for example, you can have a separate theme if users on their iPhone as opposed to looking at their desktop. You can actually load an entirely separate theme. So that's pretty sweet in the context one. But yeah, Respond is pretty good. Alpha, just so that sounds familiar. Or you can just build your own, but Respond is pretty cool. Haven't really done it. Yeah.
Back to that point that you just made about having different themes for different devices. Is that what you would need to do in order to like change, the menus like you were talking about, to make the buttons bigger for like the iPhone Like how do you manipulate the buttons and the menus for each device?
To do something, you can do it one of two ways. You can have a separate, have a CSS file. Like there's a different device CSS files in Omega. But there's some things that just won't, even with CSS, like a menu item specifically. What I'm thinking of, if you're change the weight of a menu, honestly, I'd probably float that. I'd probably use CSS for a lot of that stuff.
But to change the size of it would be through your media code.
Yeah.
If say, from the desktop you want it to be this big, but obviously mobile, you need to make it a little smaller to fit. Well, that would be where your media, where you just change your font size to 50% instead of 100%.
There's also a concept of weight in Omega as well. So if two, I guess, regions are assigned to the same zone, and one has a higher priority, it will float up to the top as well. So you could do something. You could do something like that too.
You have to have zones turned on to do that, to assign the weight?
What was your question?
I'm sorry, do you have to have zones turned on to assign weight to specific region? Or like, can you weight blocks within a region, or are you simply weighting region?
To weigh, the question was, can you have the weigh, can you just use the block weight to determine how things will rearrange responsibly? And the answer is no, because that's in Drupal.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's assigned in the database.
So you're weighting regions within zones?
Yeah, it's the same word, but it's not the weight as in like the block. It's
Right.
the weight as in how it falls in CSS file. And you could weigh the zone, but then you also, as you weigh the regions, right now, if this header first is set to 1, now when you look at header second, it's set to 2. If I were to reverse those, header 2 would actually come first, and then header 1 would come after. And the header, the prefix and suffixes, that's more advanced. But it's all very well documented, so we start getting into that. But like I said, it's a very flexible. It tries to give you everything you might need. You probably don't need all of this yet, but once you do start needing it, remember that it's there. It'll be nice to have.
Would a Omega be compared to like a wireframe? I was in Cindy's class, and she's teaching wireframes. Is it similar to that concept? Where you
So the question was, is Omega comparable to wireframes? And I would say that enabling those text blocks is sort of like creating a wireframe, but I would actually liken it closer to Fusion, which is it's a theming engine basically. So Fusion it's a theming engine. They're also both based on the 96 grid system, but Omega's focus is really to build this responsive design that will work on cross-platform. And actually, Fusion is actually coming out with Fusion Adapted. I'm not sure where that. I'm not a Fusion guy, but I think it gets them. I did build. I did have used Fusion, but I'm not involved in that project very thoroughly. But I know that it's a way to do it, adaptive, responsive design within Fusion. So if you're a Fusion person, you know Fusion pretty well. I know maybe you should look at that. Still encourage you to check out Omega because it's pretty hot right now. A lot of people are talking about it. A lot of development is happening around it.
There's features about doing the menus, like the navbar menus, as far as if they're on the profile. I know there's some out there that you build those.
Yeah, the question was tips on using menu and navbar. And as far as a specific module, I would say that make sure that when you I would say make sure you make your and it's kind of backwards, but when you should make your smaller screen size have bigger buttons because you're using your finger. That's my tip.
And you just do that with CSS, like you said, right?
Yeah. It starts off right from the beginning. You've got your standard Drupal. Here's the menu up here. Obviously, this is a menu you use. You want to make it quite a bit bigger so you can find it, but it integrates with Core quite easily. And then you can add the taxonomy menu. I don't know if you use that one, but you can use that with it. And without with the CSS and Sweet. I did want to mention the Florida Drupal camp plug, which was coming up. If you enjoyed camp and maybe this is the first time or you're going to be somewhere in Florida. October 22nd. So I did have t-shirts, but I didn't bring them inside. There's a closet in there, Florida Camp Group. So they're at the top.
The room right there.
Well, on the other, in the other room, there's a closet. So if you want a Florida grab one, just don't steal my jacket.
If you happen to go to New Hampshire anytime soon, Drupal came to New Hampshire the last Saturday in October.
Could you
Oh, yes.
pop back to that slide of everything we need to know about Drush on the command line?
Yeah, the question was to pull up the slide for the Drush command line. Here we go. Yeah. And so
Okay,
the
yeah.
reason C-Tools is there is C-Tools actually is, oh, you can switch.
It was
switch the
there.
slide to,
Yeah.
whatever.
There it is, that's what I need.
But C-Tools is a dependency of Omega, so you need that, so that's why that's there. But Drush DL, or download all three of those modules. And I'm pretty sure you can actually Drush E and Omega tools, and then we'll ask you, or it'll prompt you if you want to enable C-Tools as well.
You have to use them, so you're gonna see.
So if you're a beginner and you have a blank server, and you're ready to you download Drupal, I haven't used Drush before.
You're gonna have to.
What is basically the sequence of?
Well, you're gonna have to actually download and install Drush, which Drush isn't a module, it's a command line tool.
Right.
And there's lots of documentation. Once you have that, you can actually do Drush DL Drupal, and you'll get it, Drupal ready to go. And then,
Drush DL.
right, it'll grab the latest one. But it'll, whatever directory you're in, wherever you are, it's gonna download Drupal and you'll have a Drupal site. You're gonna have to install it through your database like you normally would. But you're gonna have it, so it'll go out and grab it, so you don't have to grab this file, unzip it, upload it, FTP it, and do all that. And then once you, because a lot of this stuff won't really work very well because you have to actually have a Drupal installation going first in order to use it. You can't install a theme if you have a Drupal site to install it.
So download Drupal, install Drush, use this command line when you're ready to do Omega.
Yes, well, getting a Drupal installation is beyond the scope of
Yes.
this presentation. However, if your Drupal site is 7, you can install a module on the modules page. So you can download and install it.
Yeah, so if you don't have access to it, yeah, you can grab it through the interface.
And if you're building a new Drupal site, I encourage you to use 7,
Yeah.
unless there's a good reason not to. And sometimes there is. Sometimes there is a good reason not to.
And if you do, I've got a make file up on GitHub as well. I've got a folder. Actually, just you can grab the make file. I've got 7 make file. I've got a commerce make file that gets all the. Here's my Drush make file. If you want to, if you learn Drush make and start using that as well, this is all you need to build your entire Drupal site. Drush make the name of the file, and it will download and install every single one of these modules. It's all worth one email. So if you got a slow server, you go get something and come back to your site.
Okay, so when you start, then you get your Drupal.
And you can grab, like I've even got, I can
You
get
don't
it
have
from
to
Git. I
just
don't just have to
manually
grab the repos that are up on Drupal.org. And you can specify the versions.
No,
And
I don't
then
know.
you're like, insert's got an issue right now, so you want to get
Drush
this
is one of those
version
things,
instead of the latest.
If I have to learn something
So
new.
you can, it's all up on GitHub. If you just go to github.com/benhosmer, I've got all my make files, and then just switch to the branch. This is just the standard Drupal 7 branch, and then there's a commerce branch. It's got everything you need for commerce. So if you want to get a working Drupal commerce site with everything that you need. Now this isn't going to install content for you. It's just going to get you modules ready. But I mean, it gives you. Yeah, I mean, if we made an installation profile, we'll probably get that out. So feel free if it's there.
Any other questions?